Hello, my friend. Are you ready to have more clients? I'm your host, Debbie Shadid. I am a master at building businesses. I can help you get more clients with super simple strategies. Plus, I can help you with a mindset so you can overcome the drama and the doubt. So let's get started. Welcome to the podcast. Today, I am going to be talking to you about what your client wants. I'm going to be talking to you about a new way of thinking about your marketing message. I want to take you on a tour of the thoughts your client's primitive brain is having in whatever coaching niche you're in. This podcast was inspired by a coaching conversation that I had with a client who has been working on her marketing. Together, we wrote her website copy, and I loved it as much as she did. She has been consistently posting on social media, and her posts are beautifully written. She explains coaching concepts in a way that I am learning from too, but guess what? It is not working. She's getting likes and she's getting comments from other coaches, but it is not compelling her ideal client. This client is doing exactly what I taught her to. She's keeping her eye on what she did. This is that assessment piece, you guys. She put the marketing out there and then she started watching to see what was happening. She started watching to see what kind of response, who was liking, who was commenting. She spent the time thinking and assessing it with an open mind. She knew that she had to figure it out to get to the end goal. And she knew that she was going to have to tweak it some way. This is exactly, you guys, how you build your business. You start with what you should do, and then you fine-tune your message over and over. Every company, you guys, has to figure that out. It's not just you. Companies that spend millions of dollars on ad campaigns, and sometimes they flop, and then they have to figure them out. This is how marketing is. You create your message, you put it out there. Sometimes it's a home run and sometimes it's not. So I'm going to talk to you about how to look at this differently. Realistically, you guys, I think it takes about a year to create a consistent marketing message that really works. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have business, your business won't be growing, but it takes a while to really get it nailed. So in this client's case, her thoughts and her message was more refined than her client's primitive brain. I loved her message, like I said, and it was so well spoken. When we met yesterday, we looked over each piece of her copy word by word, and I could see just slightly how her message was off. And I had the ability to do that because she had the information to tell me. She could tell me who was responding to her posts, and I knew who her ideal client was, and they weren't responding. Here's the two things that I saw about her posts, and then I'm going to give you a bunch of examples so that you can see how this could work for your business marketing too. Number one, the emotional language that she was using was beyond a beginner. She was talking in words that's coach speak. She was saying things that people just didn't understand or identify with. This might be an example. You might say something about shame, and somebody else might be thinking, look, I just want to stop feeling so bad. Right? They're not thinking, I feel shame. This is how it is. They're just thinking, I don't want to yell at my kids anymore. All right. The second thing is that you want to write your copy from an unintentional model. I think this is a big missing piece out of copy. Your copy has got to include unintentional model thoughts, unintentional feelings, unintentional actions. And let me remind you again that we would not have known this if we wouldn't have looked at what she'd put out there over and over again, okay? This is what it takes to build a business, trying and failing. I asked my client, do you remember what it was like way back when you didn't know a darn thing about anything to do with mindset? You had this problem, and it was a big problem, and you knew you needed it solved. Maybe you started reading about it, you started listening to podcasts, you started doing some research, and so you were starting to gain awareness before you hired a coach. But I want you to assume that your person is like way back when they did not know a darn thing. Can you actually remember, you guys, that time that you were back there? And if you think about that, that will help you tap into the language you should be speaking to your client. This is that caveman language, right? We want to keep growing and changing and evolving, but The caveman in us just wants to stay where we're at. They're protesting any progress. So what is your client's brain telling them? What is their unintentional model? I really want to encourage you to do this regularly, you guys. Do an unintentional thought down about what they think. What are their unintentional thoughts? And what are the unintentional thoughts that they're not even aware of? We know sometimes there's thoughts going on in there that we can't even articulate. What are those things? Let me share a few examples of where you might want to change what you're doing. Let's say you sell your client on the concept of becoming their future self, their best version of the person who achieves big goals, who excels in their job, who moves through life happy and at peace. But maybe your client is just thinking, I've got to end anxiety so I can sleep tonight. Anxiety and sleep tonight is the problem that needs to be solved. Once you begin to work with them, you're going to move them into the concept of that beautiful best version of themselves. But what they need to hear you say is, I'm going to help you sleep tonight. Okay, maybe you're selling your client on getting down to their dream weight. And they don't even believe they can get to their goal weight, let alone their dream weight. Maybe you need to be talking to them about this year, for the first time ever, actually keeping their resolution for more than the first few days of the month of the year, right? Maybe you talk to them about keeping the resolution for the first 30 days on their way to their weight loss goal. For you ladies that are coaching women over 50, and I know there's a bunch of you guys, and I love you, you talk about this next chapter, creating this vision, like finding their purpose, discovering who they are. And I want you to consider that they might connect better if you hit them right where they're at, like you want out of the miserable job that you're in right now. Or you want to feel valued by your partner for the job you did with raising your kids. You want to be, patted on the back for what you've done. You're sick and tired of not being respected for where you're at. That end place that you're trying to take them to the next chapter and designing and helping them realize that they can intentionally create anything might be too far out for them. Your clients are not thinking about not drinking forever. Brooke Castillo from the Life Coach School, she has done such an incredible job about this. Like, stop drinking. Stop drinking forever might feel impossible or unrealistic, but stop drinking less this week. You guys, that could be a solution that somebody wants. What about your clients that you're talking to about boundaries on a consult? Your client is like, set boundaries. Are you kidding me? I just need my mother-in-law to stop meddling in my business, right? So you're going to help them with their mother-in-law that is meddling in their business, not do this whole entire set boundaries to create the life that they want. If you think about a client that might be overspending and you're going to help them with their money mindset, if you say, I'm going to help you stop spending so much, that bratty brain could start protesting right away. But if you said, I'm going to help you stop buying the things that you don't need, it's sort of like a gentle approach into the same thing, into the same place, where you can take the client into that place where they stop spending or stop overspending. Clients often tell me about a big goal that they have. And the problem that I have with that is that if you don't have the skill set, the mindset skill set to manage your brain, it too will protest. So if you pick a $500,000 goal and you don't have the way to manage your mindset to get to that goal, it's going to protest and it will stop your progress. So make sure that your mindset and the goal that you pick are aligned. When I tell people about growing their business, if I had told you every single thing that you needed to do, you literally might come up with an excuse to not do it right now. Instead, I say, hey, I'm going to help you learn how to grow your business, learn how to get more clients. It sounds so much easier than explaining every single step. So how can you approach your marketing message differently? When you write copy, most of us tend to speak from our evolved brain, from that higher brain, and we speak in an eloquent way. We want to sound so good. We want to sell the dream. We want to look like we're educated when we write. But I want you to consider to try to change your message to speak to the immediate mess that they're in, to that thought download, that unintentional thought download. What is a problem that they need solved today? What is the pain that they have? What is the action that they want to stop? What is the feeling they want to eliminate? Today, they want to stop feeling consumed with anxiety so they can get back into the world. Today, they want to stop obsessing about their boss that they can't stand so they can sleep at night. Take some time and think about it. Look at your posts. Look at what's happening in response to the marketing that you're doing, and think about it word for word. Could you talk in a more simple way? Could it be in shorter sentences? Could there be just a quick thought that is running through their brain, that unintentional thought that comes with basic feelings? The basic feelings that we know are the standard feelings, like I'm anxious, I'm overwhelmed, I'm unsure, I'm doubtful. Those feelings are the ones that people understand and relate to. And then write your copy and start to notice that it creates a different result for you. Let me give you a final example. If I told you guys I was going to get you to 6 figures in your business in no time, right now, and I could help you do it, you actually might have an unintentional thought about that would be saying to you, like, I just need to get a paying client, right? I can't even believe what she's saying. It's a bunch of BS. I just need to get a paying client. So my message has to be simpler. You want paying clients? I can help. All right, you guys. So look at what you can do to simplify your language. Look at what you can do to get to the unintentional thoughts, to get to the pain that they're really at, and then begin to put it out there. Remember to do those unintentional models and unintentional thought downloads about where your client is, and then experiment with your message and see how it resonates with your intended audience. All right, you guys, cannot wait to hear what's happening. Don't forget unintentional models, careful with your coach speak, and make sure you know what your client wants. Okay, go have an amazing day, amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, my friends, are you ready to get more clients? Let's go do it. Have an amazing week. And if you guys want that business assessment, I want to help you with your business. DebbieShadid.com/let's chat, LETSCHAT for a free business assessment. Until next time, bye-bye.